For decades, it has hung ominously over the busy intersection of 21st and Alder, constantly watching and commanding one thing, and one thing alone. Call Bob. Who is Bob? Why does he want to be called? Rather than go directly to the source, Logger Vision decided to take the scenic route of reporting, and first accost various members of the community. Hi ma'am, this is Tyson, reporter for Logger Vision. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. We're here to ask about Bob. Do you know who Bob is?
No.
The sign on 21st and Alder, the Bob who wants to be called. Do you know who that is or why he wants to be called?
I'm sorry, no. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, thank you ma'am.
Bye.
It was the same door after door. No one knew who Bob was, and no one wanted to talk to me. I began to lose hope. Maybe Bob didn't really exist. Maybe he didn't want to be called after all. Maybe all my work was for nothing. Maybe I really was inadequate in bed. But then, a clue.
Hello?
Hi sir, this is Tyson, investigative reporter for Logger Vision. How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. Sir, we're going around asking if people happen to know who Bob is.
Bob?
Yes, Bob. Have you seen the sign on 21st and Alder? That
Oh,
Bob.
Bob from the Church of the Subgenius.
The Church of the Subgenius?
Oh, it's this crazy cult. You don't even want to know about it.
What was this Church of the Subgenius? I quickly turned to our local library to do some research. As it turns out, Bob was connected to the Church of the Subgenius. In a big way. Pooling my resources, I contacted a local Subgenius member and hightailed it to Seattle without wearing a safety belt. Yeah, I was bad all right, but this lead screamed answers, and I had no intention of wearing earplugs. I was to meet with my contact at a secret location in a secret park. As excited as I was to find more information, I came prepared. What do you have to do with this Church of the Subgenius? What is the Church of the Subgenius?
Well, the Church of the Subgenius is basically an organization for non-joiners whose main focus is on developing one's abnormality potential to be able to not just simply be a weirdo, which most people are if they would care to admit it to themselves, but to expand their weirdness potential to such a degree that they are baffling the normal people around them into giving them anything and everything that they could possibly want just out of the sheer force of their abnormality.
Oh, I see.
Our other goals are to unmask the conspiracy of normals, that element of human behavior which is so deeply buried that most people don't even realize that there is a conspiracy, including those at the very top of the conspiracy ladder. Making sure that the world knows that everything that is screwed up is their fault, and that they can safely blame them for everything and fight back using the powers of abnormality and slack as taught by J.R. Bob Dobbs.
Are you lying?
No.
You sure?
As sure as a religious nut can be.
Now here's the big question. Who is Bob?
Well, Bob is the world's greatest salesman. He's been gifted with incredible luck powers that allows him to literally sell anything. And in 1953, while he was experimenting with a television of his own design, he was encountered by this alien god by the name of Jehovah One, who claims to be responsible for all religion on this planet, and that he had picked J.R. Bob Dobbs as his prophet for this new age, and predicted that the end of the world would come on July 5th, 1998.
We talked for what seemed like moments, but I couldn't be sure. I learned all about the Church of the Subgenius, Slack, and J.R. Bob Dobbs. But was there Bob? My Bob?
Why does Bob want us to call him?
That's actually a funny question because my understanding is the billboard in question just has the name Bob, but not in quotes. In church dogma, Bob's name is always in quotes, sort of a demonic halo around his name, you could say. Therefore, any Bob whose name is not in quotes is not our Bob. So I suspect that you're dealing with a false Bob who's trying to lead you away from slack into a life of total normalcy. I'd be careful when calling that particular number if I were you.
I had traveled to the ends of Tacoma, but was left with only more questions.
Why, Bob? Why here? Why call you? And what was all that shit about slack? I decided to do what I should have done at the beginning. Calling Bob.
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Yeah?
Hi, is this Bob?
What?
Bob. Why do you want to be called?
Wonderful.
Are you the leader of a religious cult?
Wonderful.
Bob? Hello? Hello? Tacoma may never know who or what Bob is, and why he has chosen this spot to advertise his number. But one thing remains certain. Bob is out there, and he wants to be called. This has been Tyson, reporting for Loggervision.
Friends, do those nouveau, pomo, boho, a-go-go, mofos, got your ho-hos a no-go? Well, let J.R. Bob Dobbs and his Church of the Subgenius wipe that smile right back onto your face.